Are you aware that you're losing hundreds of dollars each year to hidden fees? From bank account maintenance fees to investment management fees, these sneaky charges can add up quickly. For example, Are you tired of seeing your hard-earned money disappear into thin air? You work hard for your paycheck, but somehow it seems like it's not stretching as far as it used to. The culprit may be hidden fees that you're not even aware of. From bank overdraft fees to credit card interest charges, these sneaky fees can add up quickly. For example, if you're paying a 2% foreign transaction fee on your... Let's face it, hidden fees are everywhere, and they can quickly add up, eating away at your hard-earned money. For instance, have you ever noticed those small charges on your bank statement for things like maintenance fees, ATM fees, or overdraft fees? These fees might seem insignificant on their own, but they can amount to hundreds of dollars per year. Consider this example: if you're paying a $5 monthly maintenance fee for your checking account and a $2.50 ATM fee every time you withdraw cash from an out-of-network ATM, that's an extra $60 per year, plus the additional ATM fees. Another hidden fee to watch out for is the foreign transaction fee on your credit card. If you travel abroad or make online purchases from international merchants, you could be charged a fee of up to 3% of the transaction amount. For example, if you spend $1,000 on a trip to Europe, you could be charged $30 in foreign transaction fees. By using a credit card with no foreign transaction fees, you can save that money and use it to upgrade your travel plans or invest in a currency exchange fund. Investment fees are another type of hidden fee that can eat away at your wealth over time. Many investment products, such as mutual funds and ETFs, charge management fees that can range from 0.1% to 2% of your investment balance per year. For example, if you have a $10,000 investment portfolio with a 1% management fee, you could be charged $100 per year in fees. By switching to a low-cost index fund or ETF, you can save that money and use it to invest in a tax-efficient retirement account. Another significant area where hidden fees can accumulate is in the realm of investment and retirement accounts. Many individuals are unaware of the management fees associated with their 401k or IRA accounts. These fees, often ranging from 0.5% to 2% of the total account balance annually, can significantly erode your savings over time. For example, if you have $100,000 in your retirement account and it incurs a 1.5% management fee, that's $1,500 deducted each year. Over 20 years, assuming no growth, the biggest hidden fee of all is the opportunity cost of not investing your money wisely. According to a study by the Harvard Business Review, the average person can lose up to 30% of their retirement savings due to hidden fees and poor investment choices. By being mindful of these fees and taking control of your finances, you can save thousands of dollars over the course of your lifetime and achieve your long-term financial goals. So, what can you do to stop wasting money on these hidden fees forever? Take the first step by reviewing your bank and credit card statements, and look for ways to negotiate or eliminate these fees. Ask yourself, what is the biggest hidden fee you're currently paying, and how can you avoid it? Remember, every dollar counts when it comes to your financial health. By being aware of these hidden fees and taking action to avoid them, you can save thousands of dollars over the course of your lifetime and achieve your long-term financial goals. Take control of your cash flow today and start building the financial future you deserve.